Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lifestyle with Dr. Moby. I'm Dr. Moby, and today we are honored with great guest Donna Goldman from New York City. How are you doing, Donna?
Oh, great. Thank you.
And Donna is ready to give us about all her great recipes. And I will actually ask her, put her website right now. She's into a lot of mindful meals and also sustainable living tips, art of living elevated lifestyle. Wow, it's amazing. May all that ingredients for a great talk. I'm going to ask you one by one first. Tell me, how did you start this whole project?
I started this project. I'm old.
Oh,
No, I started the project technically in April of '97. And I worked in the music industry for a long time, but I always, even since I was in college, wanted to make documentary films when you couldn't even use the D word. And then, but I've always cooked for myself. I grew up in a diabetic home, and I've started cooking for myself since I was a kid. I'm very young, and I've stopped eating meat. I've been a vegetarian since I'm 10. I keep that. I don't make a big deal about it, but I'm really not a meat eater, and I started cooking for myself that way. And then, as the music industry was unraveling, I know the Food Network was just beginning. And I thought, oh, I'll get a job at the Food Network. And then I started making recipes for survival. It was called Utilitarian Cooking Much More. No more than $4 for ingredients and mindful cooking and maintaining basic staples. That was a big thing. So, but it was not the right time when I was starving. Nobody else was. Everybody was in the .com boom. But that's how it started. And then I got it on Manhattan Public Access because I was in an art collective, and a friend of mine did, and they were like, "Dee, you should put your cooking show on the Manhattan Public Access," and I did, and that's really started to get some attention, which I didn't even realize at the very beginning. But within a short time, I started being recognized, mostly because of my voice. And the show maintained the primetime slot for over 2 years on Manhattan Public Access.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, it was fun. It was at a really fun time.
Yeah. So I see why it will be, because you are so social. You can really talk for hours.
I didn't mean to that, but that's how it started. And it's the one thing I've really kept as a platform for all the work that I tend to do. And now I really wanted to elevate recipes for survival and the mindfulness and the sustainability is my obsession at this point. I mean, it's not just a new thing for me. I'm old. I've been doing this a long time about being mindful, and especially about food packaging waste. And I tend to do whatever I can to only eat things that don't have packaging. And then I started making my cookie, the sustainable cookie.
That's a very nice, I'm so glad to hear that you have a lot of interest in healthy lifestyle and healthy cooking. So we're gonna ask a little bit about these. I see that you do a lot of lessons, right? And so tell me a little bit about what is about mindful meals. What is different with that?
Well, what I try to do is when I'm like, for instance, a friend of mine wants to learn how to make macaroni and cheese. What I will do is I will recommend the ingredients, and in that list and in that email, I mention why I use these particular products. And I also keep it very simple. No, typically I keep as simple as the recipe can be, as how I try to keep it. And then the lesson is done via Zoom.
Wow. So with COVID, of course, were you using Zoom always, or is this just?
No. Often I mean, my job was as a private chef for families.
Okay.
Not always with health issues, some with. But no, the Zoom thing I just had to do straight away.
Oh, okay. So this is, of course, started. So tell me how COVID has changed. What?
It just brought a screeching halt to what I was doing. I had 3 beautiful clients. It just stopped. One of my clients, both the mother and father of 3 children, were doctors. The mother more prominent than the husband. Huge doctors at Columbia. Huge. She is incredible. And then when the COVID, that was the end. And then I went back in October, but it was so frantic. And then her husband's PA was tested positive, and they freaked. And then they locked down again and sent the kids to the grandparents. So my other client, they just fell away. Now I just got a new client that I'm working for once a week and helping with her son, to feed her son. Yeah.
So
and now I'm cooking in my house and delivering, which typically I didn't do, but I'm doing anything I can. And I'm making my cookies here, but sending them to my friends everywhere. People are loving them.
So what kind of cookies do you make?
It's an oil-cured olive cookie.
Wow. Well, okay.
So very little sugar, orange zest, all organic flour, little bit of baby. It's very, very simple, and it's a killer, most delicious cookie that there is, no doubt.
So if I come to New York,
I'm going to send you some, Moby.
Yes, I need.
I got to send that to you.
I was gonna say, I have to stop by New York to get your cookies. So
I ship them. I send them,
cool.
And it's all sustainable packaging.
Very nice, very nice. See, I got free cookies. Wow.
Well, you can help, if you can probably help support the project, but I'll get you a sample.
Always.
I'll get you a sample. I ship in these, or if it's a different type of order, I ship them, check this, in paint tins.
Oh, cool. And with the nice.
Just put a sticker and a card inside that has the ingredients, and then a note from whoever is sending it to whoever, if it's me, whatever. A beautiful card I created. Yeah.
I'm sure people love getting cookies, and with this COVID, it's like, it's a blessing. You get little food, comfort food, and kind of reminds you of good days, right?
When I sent one of the first friends that I sent it to, who's like an influencer in the yachting industry, was that this is the best thing. Gifts in the mail, getting a gift, and she knew it was coming, and then she had completely forgotten and was so excited when we got it. And it's great. I mean, the mailing is expensive and the service is horrible. Horrible. but I'm doing the best that I can.
Mhm.
Right.
Okay, great. Also, I'd like to ask you a little bit about something on these your recipes. Do you have just appetizers? Do you have main meals, or all of them?
Oh, I would say mostly in terms of the lessons, they're meals
Mhm.
more than I should do that. I should do appetizers or soups or but I would say mostly meals.
Mhm. I love your roasting. It's with cauliflower, Moroccan carrots, and couscous. Oh, that's really great.
Yes, that's beautiful.
Mhm. So those are, you do a lot of vegetarian at this point, or did you do all kinds?
Pretty much what I cook in my house and what I offer here has no meat, not even chicken.
No, that.
Barely. I don't even think I do fish. Maybe I mean the clam. Yeah, maybe a little, but not really. Um, yeah, mostly it's typically it's all vegetarian, and I don't even make a big deal about that. I don't.
Mhm. And this is, look at your cookie.
Yeah,
So I found a cookie for you.
I never met a cookie I didn't like, but I love this cookie.
Yes,
But this is the cookie I love. Yeah.
yeah. This is, and you have this one, holiday cards with
Yeah,
go.
I painted that. I
Mhm.
did that
Very,
painting.
very nice, very nice. So that's goes with that, and that's what probably you say when people looked at, they were pleasantly surprised with that, right?
How'd you do that, Dee? Yeah, a friend of mine commissioned me to do that drawing, that style of drawing for an auction.
Mm.
It never happened, and then I had the artwork, and I put it out as cards, and friends bought it as card. I bought them, and
Mm.
that was a big help. And the other thing that I love teaching is working with heritage recipes.
Mhm.
That's another thing that I do. I did one with my friend. We did an apple pie, an apple dessert for Thanksgiving time.
Okay, so you do apple pie? Was that pie
Well,
or?
it wasn't. It's called an apple slump, and it's from a recipe of Louise May Alcott, who wrote Little Women. So it was a really wonderful, incredible project. I
Okay,
found a really old recipe, and that's what we worked from.
okay, very nice. I mean, I think this kind of cooking is very relaxing, and it promotes, of course, great health. And a lot of studies indicate that using a lot of vegetables actually and avoiding animal fats actually is better. Uh, I mean, gentler on your system. People tend to live longer for sure, and also less expensive, I guess, than.
Well, it, one of the aha moments, if you will, which for me it was pre Oprah when I had this, but for me, I mean, I've always cooked, but what I found was when I was on the road and everything is catered,
Mm,
anything you want and the food and everything you want. No matter how much I would eat, and I did not a lot, but I never felt satiated. And then the morning I was off the road or woke up and I was in my friend's house and made myself two pieces of toast and tea, it was one of the best meals I'd had. You felt completely different. So that whole transfer of energy when you're cooking for yourself versus constantly just being fed by somebody or restaurant food, that was another reason really why I started Recipes for Survival.
mm. So in some simple words, it was actually helping you also
Oh
to
my God, it
big time.
saved my life.
Yeah.
my cooking.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, it's my mental health exercise. One of many.
Yeah. No,
That includes writing,
that's very
walking
nice.
my dog.
No, no, that's very nice, and that is, um, simple and cost effective. That because you get a product that you get to taste your tasty food. If you are stressed and you mess up the food, of course it'll be burned, right? So you have to be in the looking at don't overcook it, right? So you have to.
Well, for me, it's also focus
Yeah. Mhm.
and attention. Like I I would not, if I didn't know how to grocery shop, I would despise it. It would not be something, but I will spend minutes touching every onion in the basket to see which onion I want to work with. And I think that's something I would love to share with people.
Mhm.
And everybody's like, nobody has time for that. And it's the same thing. Like when I go into Whole Foods and there's a shelf of pieces of salmon in plastic versus the man standing behind the counter and he can just wrap a piece in paper for you and go. They're like, no, people don't want to take the time. They just have to grab and go. Okay. I have a problem with that. I happen to have way too much time on my hands. I'm not raising children. I don't have a full-time corporate job. But I still think that those people, anybody should still be able to take the time to buy and purchase food for themselves that's not always wrapped in plastic.
So yeah, plastic can cause a lot of problem, and
It
not
freaked me out.
yeah, and not only that, when you heat them in plastic, a lot of
Oh
carcinogen.
my God. I mean, forget that. Don't even what I went through. I called Trader Joe's because they had string beans in a bag to put in a microwave. I said, "Are you kidding me? You could be in jail. You can't do that."
Yeah,
They're
that's.
not on the shelves anymore.
They took it out. Okay, good for that. No, yeah, I mean, a lot of these plastic. The other problem is the pollution. These are, and they actually kill the environment. Plastic cannot be digested by any animal, and then and people are throwing in the sea, and then water, and then fishes are they are dying. So animal can't absorb that, and soil cannot decompose for thousands of years. So I don't know what good is doing, but for sure it's ruining a lot of things.
Everything. If you want trail mix, go to the health food store and get a brown paper bag.
Yeah.
You don't have to get nuts in a plastic and walls of this stuff.
Mm.
Olives. You can buy olives in a bottle.
Yeah. Now I like that you have for cookies you have those paper cardboards, and you don't have the plastic. What that?
Who knows? On some level, it's contraband because I'm not making it in a commercial kitchen yet. It doesn't have labels. It's not so, but I don't care. I'm doing it, and my friends are alive. You know what? People are alive. They'll eat their cookie. They'll be fine.
That's very nice. Very nice. Also, I'd like to ask you a little bit about your earlier career. I know you were in music for a long time, right? That was your first passion. So tell me a little bit about any memories of that.
Oh, please. Um, I was in the music industry, but really, yeah, one of my first jobs was at the Forest Hills concert series, and then I got to work in music videos. I was an assistant to a director, a very famous director, for a while. Then got back into the rock touring industry, and I was an assistant to a production manager who's no longer with us anymore. And we were together 10 or 12 years. And he was a very famous, most incredible person. And I was very lucky to be his assistant for a good long while.
Wow, that's very nice, very nice. And so do you miss music or no?
Oh my God, I miss that whole world more than anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's very different now, you know.
Yeah. So who was your favorite to listen to?
Oh God. Well, I was incredibly fortunate to work for the Rolling Stones. So
Wow.
that's I love Pink Floyd more than anything. I got to help work on some of those. I love U2 more than anything. I got to help work on some of those. Early Madonna stuff. All of it. Amnesty International.
Very nice, very nice.
It was huge.
Yeah, that would be huge.
I got to work on Live Aid.
Nice.
We didn't get paid. No one got paid.
Oh,
We get a credit and a sweatshirt.
Oh, that's all they get.
But I was young, you know, and I was a typist. I just did rooming lists or stuff, you know, little stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us, so I can show again, everybody listening, your website. So check her website. Her mission is great: mindful meals, sustainable living tips, and she promotes a lot of vegetables, which is great, and simple. And also love her cookies. And I will definitely support you, Donna, for your cookies. No worries on that.
Can't wait to get them to you. We have not to give you a testimony, see if you like them. So it's recipes, 4 survival.com. That's it.
Okay, and people can check that out. And thank you for coming and giving this kind of unscripted, original talk. And thank you once again for taking time to come to our show.
Thank you so much.
Any final message would you like?
Oh, right, because I have a podcast also.
Yeah.
I have a YouTube channel, Recipes, 4 Survival. And I have a podcast called DG Tips, Tea Time Conversations sparked by the collective unconscious. And then Recipes for Survival, Mindful Meals and Sustainable Living.
Okay, very nice, very nice. People can check you out too. Okay, you take care, and I will definitely taste your cookies. Thank you.
And my real name is Donna Goldman, and Recipes for Survival. Thank you, Dr. Moby.
Take care.
You.